You know,
The giant stuff is weird because there's a lot of documentation of people finding giants, like enormous
giant bones,
10, 15 foot tall humans. And then there's also the Nephilim in the Bible that are giants that consumed everything.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight.
David and Goliath, there's giants in the Bible. And it makes you think, like, okay, is it a giant like the mountain from the Game of Thrones?
Just a big
that's
guy.
Maybe.
Because people were shorter and relatively back then.
Right, but probably some people weren't if they lived in some places where they had more resources and better genes. Yeah.
Pituitary gland problems, where we have guys 7'11" plus,
Yep, but this seems different. The giants in the Bible and the giants in historical accounts, it seems different. It seems like it's a totally different species of human. And again, if we just found this guy recently that's 1 million years old, and now we know. So forever they were saying that human beings, the timeline used to be Homo sapiens emerged 50,000 years ago, and then they moved it to 150, then they moved it to 250, 300, as they find more information. Now they have to push it to 1 million. And if one day they find a head as big as this table, like, what do they do? What do they do about that? Do they even tell us?
I don't think they would.
I don't think they would.
But why wouldn't they? That's what's weird. Why wouldn't they? Isn't that crazy? But we all agree. We all agree that if they did find a giant, they probably wouldn't tell us.
Yeah.
But not until they did their own, figured it out for themselves or tested on what they want.
I don't know if they want people to know, but I don't know why they wouldn't want people to know. Like, why am I convinced that they would hide that?
Well, if there is Antichrist on his way, and his goal, he already knows he lost. So his goal at this point is just to destroy as much as possible, get as many souls as possible. And finding stuff like that would prove the Bible more true would turn more people to Christianity or to God, the one true God. Then I could see where if there is like some type of spiritual force that is in somewhat control, then I could see that's the only way I can make sense of it. Is like, why cover up progress? Why not tell people the truth? Because
I think it's ego, and that might be also related to good and evil in a lot of ways.
Loving yourself, and you're supposed to love God over yourself.
Right, and being the person that has the knowledge and the person that distributes that knowledge and is the gatekeeper of it is a very intoxicating thing for a lot of these academics. And if all of a sudden something comes along and this is the speculation about what happened with the Smithsonian, that they took that stuff and just tucked it away.
I would think they
femur bones.
They would want to have secretly do their own tests without anybody knowing about it.
I know, but to what end? At one point in time?
Before everybody else knows. They would already have the answers. I don't know.
But wouldn't there be a time where someone would want to, be the guy who discovered it all and get all the credit for it? Like, that's why it doesn't make sense.
To me, if somebody knows God, it is freeing in a lot of way. And you realize that no government is above you, or no man is above you. God is above you, and you serve God. And if you can keep people away from God, you're that much more susceptible to being a slave to something else. And
whatever evidence or anything that kind of proves that God exists.
Yeah, anything that's going to prove God's existence, I think that's going to be the main thing they shut down.
Right.